When Drake first came out, I was like, he just gonna be here and going tomorrow. Cause I was like, I keep hearing, you know, the basic shit. Then I'm like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
People on the West Coast are complaining that Snoop Dogg has abandoned Kendrick Lamar and betrayed Tupac's legacy. This is in contrast to Drake, who arrogantly used Tupac and Snoop's AI-generated voices to criticize Kendrick, which incited outrage on the whole continent. AI to make it sound like West Coast legends are dissing him. That was a new low for Drizzy. Even Tupac's estate clapped back at Drake and stood with Kendrick. Now you think that someone like Snoop, who used to be tight with Tupac, would have stepped in and told Drake to leave Tupac out of this, right? Well, Snoop was completely silent at first, and not only that, but he also promoted Drake's diss track with Tupac's AI voice on his Instagram. According to people who were around back then, Snoop was jealous of Tupac. It all began in early 1996 when Pac completely overshadowed Snoop and all eyes were focused on me. The girls were all about Pac Sujeet, clearly favoring him, and Pac was just this unstoppable force. That's when Snoop started to pull away. Just a few days before his tragic death, Tupac decided to cut all ties with Snoop after he saw him hanging out with Biggie Smalls. That's why Snoop hasn't said anything about Drake disrespecting Tupac's legacy.
And then he just knows how to be a public relation type of motherfucker. Shoot a video where he passing out money and doing all kind of, come on, man.
He learned from, like, he took all the smart that you guys did, and you're right, because in the heat of battle, he don't miss.
It is widely acknowledged in the hip-hop world that the West Coast is home to legendary artists like NWA, Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg. In addition to starting a movement and putting the West Coast on the map, these icons also gave voice to voices and stories that weren't being heard. Drake therefore disrespects this legacy by disparaging Kendrick by using Tupac's AI voice, or by boasting that he receives more love in Kendrick's hometown than Kendrick does. You already know the West Coast couldn't let this lie. Tupac's estate and family also didn't waste any time dragging Drake for this. Tupac's brother straight up called it a cowardly move, and Howard E. King, the lawyer for the Tupac Shakur estate, said it was a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity and the estate's legal rights. King said in a statement, the estate would never have given its approval. For this purpose, Tupac's voice is being unlawfully and horribly used against Kendrick Lamar, a close friend of the estate who has only shown reverence for Tupac and his memory in both public and private. It seems like Drake made a big error when he mistook Hollywood-gated enclaves for the actual heart of Los Angeles. This is more than simply a mistake. It indicates that Drake is illiterate in the culture he is attempting to fit into.
Drake confused Delilah for Watts.
Which he shouts out.
He confused Poppy for Compton. He confused West Hollywood for Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I seen, the people that I observed bopping to Not Like Us, they was two-stepping to that bitch.
Yeah, they were.
They were crip walking to that.
They were.
That was some LA. The record is produced by DJ Mustard, a former Drake collaborator. When it was time for people to coalesce in Los Angeles, not in Hollywood, not in Calabasas, not in West Hollywood, not in Santa Monica, not in the places you might go, not in Beverly Hills, not in the places that people...
However, the West Coast wasn't going to let this go unnoticed. During this pop-out event in Inglewood back in June, Kendrick took aim at Drake for utilizing Snoop's and Tupac's artificial intelligence-generated voices and insulting West Coast legends by mentioning Drake's acquisition of Tupac's ring.
Oh, so y'all ain't gonna let nobody disrespect the West Coast, huh? Oh, y'all ain't gonna let nobody mock and imitate our legends, huh?
And all of the West Coast's wildlife oddly remained mute during the Drake and Pac's AI voices debate, siding with Kendrick's Snoop of all persons about the custom freestyle. Furthermore, Snoop posted content on his stories endorsing tailor-made freestyle. Meanwhile, fans discovered that Snoop is close friends with Dennis Graham, Drake's father. Dennis shared a photo of Snoop and himself on Instagram, captioning it, "Happy birthday, my forever brother. May you have the best birthday ever. Enjoy your day and smoke 17 for me, one love." However, multiple friends of Tupac claim that Snoop's silence regarding Drake's disrespect for Tupac's legacy isn't the real reason for Snoop's silence regarding Drake's behavior. When Napoleon, a former rapper from Tupac's group Outlawz, recently appeared on The Art of the Dialogue, They asked him how he felt about Snoop, saying he never liked Tupac's iconic diss track, which hit him up. Napoleon called it BS, saying there's actually footage of Snoop from back in the day rapping the lyrics to Hit 'Em Up. Snoop was actually incredibly jealous of Pac, secretly resenting him for stealing the spotlight.
You know what I mean? I might not agree with the lyrics of Hit 'Em Up, but when we was young, at that time, it was something that we was pushing. And for Snoop to say he never liked Hit 'Em Up and he didn't, you know what I mean? He never expressed that. You know, you got videos of him on stage with Pac rapping Hit 'Em Up, and he's rapping the lyrics right along with him. You know what I mean? So it's strange now that all these things are coming out and he say he didn't like Hit 'Em Up, you know what I mean? And everybody have their opinion. Even if he didn't like Hit 'Em Up back then, no problem, he have his opinion, but that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was expressing his love for Hit 'Em Up. He was in the studio bopping his head. He was on the stage when Pac was performing it, singing the lyrics with him at the House of Blue. It's real strange that, you know what I mean? Like I said, I really think, you know, it's a lot of maybe some of the things that he couldn't tell Pac face to face. He's able to do it in these interviews.
And then Low MB, a member of the group.
And to validate all of this drama, Len B, a member of the group that was once signed to Death Row Records, jumped in. He revealed that Snoop was envious of Tupac Mania L, and that he couldn't handle how Pac was taking over the scene and becoming the center of attention. Snoop was also envious of all the love and adoration Tupac received from the industry, their own crew, and the fans.
Pac was slowly but surely, you could say, taking over, because he the hottest thing smoking right now. Snoop is cool, but he ain't got no new record. Tupac got all new coming right. It's hitting you all upside your head right now. So he the hottest thing smoking. So now the tension is getting a little heavy between Snoop and Tupac. And everybody on Death Row, because we all want. I was so crazy. I told Tupac, and he asked Snoop Suge to put our record out. Cause everybody thinking like, ain't nothing finna come out. Now we see ain't nothing finna come out unless it's prepared to come out. And that take a lot of money and preparation. And the only thing that's got all that in it right now is Tupac. So everything is focused on Tupac, and everybody's starting to feel some type of way. Something like everybody's like bickering over their little.
And then HT himself added in, saying that not only Snoop but also Dre Dog Pound and pretty much every other person on Death Row was jealous of Pac when P grew bigger than everyone else on Death Row, which is when the jealousy started. I suppose that's when the PO started, which is when the plan was hatched, because it's a time when it still is. I'm sure everyone is aware of my feelings towards Snoop. If Snoop was coming up, people would come around and say, Snoop, let me get autographs, Snoop, let me get a picture. Once All Eyes on Me came out, people come, hey Snoop, where's Tupac? Could you get him to come over here and sign my autograph or take a picture with me? Or feign a dog pee, and they'd be like, how? How do you feel? That's the best thing in the world, you get to hang around Tupac everything. Was P, and they asked Dre a question like, hey, can I take a picture because you know Tupac? But I really want a picture with Tupac, do you know how to find him? After they had completed the CL. Everything was she from everyone else to Tupac H, and I believe that jealousy is the reason I'm speaking out about it, because this is something we shouldn't have to go through. However, Suge didn't stop there. On a recent episode of his explosive prison podcast, Collect Call with Shaken Hands, he made some jaw-dropping remarks about Snoop and the Pox. Knight didn't hold back when he indicated he wanted a genuine heart-to-heart with Snoop, almost as if he was implying that Snoop could have betrayed Tupac. Knight rattled through huge shade, hinting at Snoop's past participation in Pac's murder.
When Pac got bigger than everybody on Death Row, that's when the jealousy kicked in. I guess that's when the plot kicked in. That's when the plan came up. Because it'd be a time where it still is. I got, everybody know how I felt about Snoop. But if Snoop was coming up, people would come around and say, Snoop, let me get an autograph. Snoop, let me get a picture. Once All Eyes on Me came out, people come around, hey, Snoop, where's Tupac? Could you get him to come over here and sign my autograph or take a picture with me? Or if they see the Dog Pound, and they'd be like, how do you feel? That's the best thing in the world. You get to hang around Tupac. Everything was Pac. And they seen Dre, they asked a question about, man, you did the chronic. Could I take a picture? They're like, hey, could I take a picture? Because you know Tupac, but I really want a picture with Tupac. You know how to find him? Everything was shift from everybody else to Tupac. And I think jealousy